The undisputed digital outsourcing capital of the planet weaponizes a territory of over 7,000 islands floating in the Western Pacific Ocean. This empire is powered by a hyper-fluent English-speaking workforce that maintains global business process monopolies and massive tech support networks. While the arbitrage for hard currency earners is exceptional, your daily experience is anchored in two very different economic environments. The first consists of ultra-affordable provincial hubs and beach towns. In places like El Nido or Dumaguete, a clean, fully furnished condo rents for as little as $250 a month. The second reality exists inside hyper-modern metropolitan enclaves. Districts like Bonifacio Global City offer glittering skyscrapers and manicured streets, but they carry Western baseline prices. This forces a fundamental choice between deep financial savings and elite infrastructure. Opting for the provinces means accepting vulnerable logistics and petty crime risks, while the secure, master-planned corporate zones scale your rent past $1,000. Maximizing this lifestyle arbitrage requires aligning your specific budget and tolerance for risk with the correct geography and season. Your first hurdle is the bureaucratic entry gateway, which functions with absolute rigidity. The baseline rules are progressive. Citizens of over 150 nations, including the US, UK, and EU, can enter for 30 days completely visa-free for tourist days. However, the 2026 digital mandate is non-negotiable. You must register on the eTravel portal within 72 hours of your flight, and your passport must possess 6 months of absolute validity. Failing this digital input results in an immediate boarding denial. There are no workarounds. Indian passport holders utilize the Ajax framework, allowing 14 days of visa-free entry specifically if you hold a valid, physically used multiple entry visa from the US, UK, Australia, or Schengen. The friction is entirely front-loaded. Compliance before you fly leads to a frictionless entry upon landing. Moving from the airport to the street quickly reveals the extreme variance in what your capital actually buys. In provincial capitals like Cebu, a monthly budget of $250 to $450 secures a modern, furnished apartment. This budget allows for elite value arbitrage, including massive, protein-heavy meals like traditional lechon for under $5. The trade-off is your personal security profile. Dense urban hubs handle active, opportunistic property crimes like daytime pickpocketing and smartphone snatching in heavy street crowds. Foreigners typically rely on vetted ride-sharing apps like Grab to navigate safely. The alternative is living in Makati or BGC. Here, the budget scales up significantly, with rents starting at $650 and often exceeding $1,100. That premium secures a base in highly guarded corporate zones with master-planned infrastructure and Western-tier safety protocols. This quadrant chart plots the choice between affordability and insulation. Prioritizing maximum security effectively surrenders the geo-arbitrage advantage, tying your lifestyle back to Western baseline prices. Safety in the Philippines is not a national standard. It is a direct reflection of how much capital you are willing to spend for geographic insulation. Beyond the financial variables, your daily operations are governed by social and environmental realities. The social advantage is immediate. A hyper-social, English-fluent local workforce means there is zero language barrier for most remote professionals. This cultural comfort makes it easy to stay in an expat bubble and ignore the massive 7,600-island geography waiting outside the city. But attempting to travel between those isolated islands means you must contend with a severe, unpredictable tropical monsoon cycle. From June to October, the wet cycle brings torrential rainfall and flash floods. Oceanic storms regularly halt inter-island ferries and disrupt the internet connectivity required for remote work. The prime window for digital creators is the dry, cooler winter sun season, stretching from November to April. This perfectly clear coastal weather is required to experience geological marvels like the Chocolate Hills in Bohol when they turn their signature brown. In this archipelago, timing your arrival is just as critical as choosing your city. The seasons directly dictate your logistical capability. Defining your optimal move depends on which operational profile you prioritize. Your strategy follows two distinct profiles, branching based on whether you prioritize deep capital preservation or professional stability. If you are a budget-conscious remote freelancer who prioritizes deep savings and can tolerate urban friction, map your target to the provincial capitals, with a strict recommendation to travel only during the December to February dry window. If you are a high-earning tech worker or corporate expat demanding reliable infrastructure, ultimate security, and zero logistical friction, target elite hubs like BGC or Makati. They offer year-round viability, though you will pay a premium for that reliability. Be warned, this country should be avoided by anyone intolerant of high humidity, bureaucratic rigidity, or the need for constant situational awareness. Would you baseline your next remote creative workspace inside a Southeast Asian island empire where hyperfluent English meets massive lifestyle arbitrage? Let us know in the comments below. Next stop, Poland, the advanced software industries and historic medieval cities of Central Europe. Subscribe to stay real.